Here's a little song I wrote about how they take your tender notes. Don't worry, they're taxing. You wonder where your paycheck went. You might want to check with the government. Don't worry, they're taxing.
If we just charge them, I had a tax code that charged them 25%, not the highest rate, 25%. Minimum federal income tax of 25%, just 25% on billionaires. Well below the top rate, but fair, and they can afford it.
Oh, I'm actually surprised by how much money I got. Please let me help him out. I'll pay a little more in taxes. It's okay. I can afford it.
See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president.
You finally got your house paid off, but the property tax goes on, and don't worry, they're taxing. Flat broke at the grocery store. You wonder why it's costing so much more. Well, don't worry, they're taxing.
And they'll push and I'll say no, and they'll push again and I'll say to them, read my lips. No new taxes.
When you send your kids to school, you know they're gonna tax the golden rule. Well, don't worry, they're taxed it. And just to save the environment, they're gonna tax your every breath. But don't worry, they'll tax you.
I would like to talk to you for a moment about dollars and cents, your dollars and cents. Now, my opponents want to increase federal expenditures as much as $18 billion a year. How will they pay for it? There are only two ways. One is to raise your taxes. The other is to increase our national debt, and that means raising your prices every day at the drugstore, the grocery store, the gas station. Is that what you want for America?
They disguise their tax so you can't see, and make you pay a convenience fee. Well, don't worry, they'll tax you. The way they hide the tax is best is when they call it interest. So don't worry, they'll tax you.
In the proper time, this can be the most important step we could take to prevent another recession. That is the right kind of a tax cut, both for your family budget and the national budget, resulting from a permanent basic reform and reduction in our rate structure, a creative tax cut, creating more jobs and income, and eventually more revenue. And the right time for that kind of bill, it now appears, in the absence of an economic crisis today, and if the job is to be done in a responsible way, is January 1963.
The debt to GDP is pretty high. When you think about entitlement, the overhang is daunting.
For too long, we've lived with a tax system that is a blot, a stain on the shining mantle of our democratic government. We've quietly tolerated a tax code which we know is an outrage, one riddled through with special privileges and inequities that violates our most fundamental American values of justice and fair play. As I said last night, and I bet a lot of you here today would agree with me in its very spirit and substance, our tax system could only be described as un-American.